I'd like to call on a friend of mine, a genuine Mayan. I mean, what I've been struck by is we got a whole bunch of white guys up here talking about something that's not even our heritage, that isn't ours to talk about. Mazatzin, would you please stand up and show your stunning work? He has put, I met this guy a couple of years ago. He had a primitive version of the calendar that I told him to please put some math to, and when I saw him a couple of nights ago, I was astonished by what he has created that is useful to everybody in the next couple of months leading up to
Mazatzin is our speaker in November 17, 18. Please join us, alchemyevent.com, alchemyevent.com, November 17, 18 in Los Angeles. Thank you.
Okay, hello, everybody. Thank you very much.
Can we get him a mic? Tom?
Why don't you go right in the middle here?
Thank you. Help me open that? Can you hear me okay? Well, first, I want to say, Tlasokamati we miak. Tequitlani miak chica walisi uikoliotli. Tlasokamati ikno. English, Spanish, these are all European languages, and they're not original and traditional to this continent where you're standing at today. And so I'm speaking in this language called Nahuatl, and Nahuatl Atoli, actually. It means harmonious speaking. And I really appreciate the opportunity. I won't take too much time, hopefully, and just to share with you a little bit.
Walk up a little more. Stay away from
No, stay from you guys? Okay. Okay. I'm presenting this right here today. We call this the ancient Mexica chronological system, a human experience towards personal transcendence with global consequences. In other words, it's not a Mexican thing, it's not an Aztec thing, it's not an Indian thing, it's a human thing. Our grandfathers never ever said Pancho Villa or Motecuzuma or Mazatzin does this and that. They said a human being in his mother's womb will travel for 260 days, while the earth travels around the sun for 365 and a quarter days. Together they create a cycle that is so incredible that allows a human being to be part of the earth. I've heard too many things coming up here, and I really appreciate it. I wish I could take a picture of each one of you guys and put them in my head, because each one of you caught some of it. You know, talking about it's up to us what we do. That's important, that's right, it's up to us. But how do we know what to do? If we're talking about Mayan calendars and we're talking about Aztec calendar, for example, one first thing, that calendar in the middle, that's called the Aztec calendar. But it's always used to show the Mayan calendar, right? They say the world's going to end. Look, it's going to end, right? But first of all, Maya, Olmec, Toltec, Zapotec, Mixtec, Aztec, they're not really nationalities. They're not peoples who live here or there. They're a frame of mind. They're a frame of life. Olmec comes from Olin, movement, and Mecate, rope. The ones who began time, the movement of time. And I believe that's going on all over the world, Olmec. Toltec means the ones who took that in measurements and began to build. And they became precise. Not perfect, but precise. And their mission was to never settle for second best. That's Toltec. You know, Maya, the word Maya actually has a meaning. It's a net. It means a net. And what does a net do? A net sets perimeters. Our grandfathers Maya, their mission, go to the beginning of this time and to where do we go and where do we end? This cycle. And so that's why there are many scientists were amazed that our grandfathers Maya were able to measure the cycles of time of this precession of the universe. And more amazed that they measure when it began last time and when it starts again. So 2012, December 21st, it's not really about the calendars or the Mayan calendars or cultures. It's about, like they said already here, it's about the earth going through a particular space of time that it has not been at for a long time. Now all of you know that we're totally falling apart as human beings. We don't see each other as human beings, we don't treat each other as human beings. So we're falling apart, so we need something. Now I'm just gonna make it quick like this. We got to walk through a door on December 21st. There's a light coming through, and it's there, because we're going to be in the light. I call it like when there's a beam of light, and you break it to somebody's home. Not that I've done it, but I heard it. There's a beam of light, and it'll catch you. Well, that beam of light can catch us like these also, if we're not prepared to go into that door. And by the way, that doorway we see is not a big giant doorway. We can't all go in there standing shoulder to shoulder. It's only big enough for one person. Yeah. The future is only big enough for one person with one mind and one heart. So that means that we all have to become that one person. And you have all been saying that as well. We have to bring it together. Our grandfathers, they did this work for the purpose of trying to help human beings learn to live in harmony with everything that surrounded them, respecting everything. Quetzalcoatl, Quetzal, precious. Coat, the serpent, it means twin, precious twin. So Quetzalcoatl really means my precious twin. That's why it's the morning star and it's the evening star. The return of Quetzalcoatl on June the 5th that we just saw, I was privileged to be in Mount Shasta. We saw the actual transit of Venus when it was almost leaving the sun. And then behind us on Mount Shasta, we saw an amazing image of a serpent right on top of the Shasta. We got it up there. It's for real. And the return of Quetzalcoatl.
1 minute, Maj.
So thank you. Thank you much. I got 1 minute. Thank you. And so the thing of the return of Quetzalcoatl is the return of the knowledge that you are my precious twin. Okay? So instead of prophecy, instead of predictions, let's talk promise. Okay? Our grandfather promised us that one day the sun would shine on us again. So December 21st, when the sun comes up, wherever you're at, be right there to watch him raise. When he comes up, he wants to see you, and you want to see him. You want to say, hello, Pop, here I am. Because if you believe what somebody said over here before, the sun is our father, and the earth is our mother, then we're all brothers and sisters. Today, we're on this day right here, called the monkey, okay? The monkey, 7 monkey, the day today. It's a real calendar. We need to come back. So what do we do for 2012? We start learning to walk the calendar system. Simple as that. It's not over. Tlasokamati Wemiak.